Your information station, WTIM.
Back around with the WTIM morning show here on your information station, brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. I'm joined now by the Shelbyville FFA chapter. I've got Miley Hall. She is the vice president. Kindy Dove. She is the greenhouse manager. Charlie Garner. He is the president of the Shelbyville FFA chapter. And Mr. Shetler, a co-advisor to the chapter itself. How is everybody this morning?
Good.
Well, that's great. I could have used a little more of a emphatic good, maybe like a great. We're doing awesome. But today we want to talk a lot about National FFA Week. To start things off, you told me that things have kicked off Tuesday. What did Tuesday look like for you?
Tuesday, we did our Ag Olympics and we did our dress up day, which was dress like your advisor. For our Ag Olympics, we did a roping competition, a milking competition, and a relay race.
A milking competition.
Mm-hmm.
A real cow?
Fake cow.
Fake cow. Did you do baby bottles as like the others, or how did that go?
Our Farm Bureau has a fake like milking thing, so it's like actual udders, but it's made out of plastic, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. And then like a rodeo type of thing, or what was that other thing you mentioned?
Roping competition.
Roping competition. Stick horses riding around?
Yeah,
just about. And then we're going like through barrels and making kids do jumping over hurdles. What's that look like?
No, it was just kind of like run down the gym and run back type thing with a stick horse between your legs.
A little stick horse down and backs. All right, getting some exercise in there. And then what was that other piece to Tuesday that you'd mentioned?
We had a dress up day where we had to dress like one of our advisors.
And how did that feel, Mr. Shetler?
It was pretty interesting. They either chose to dress up like me or they chose to dress up like Miss Black.
And I mean, he looks proper to me, so I hope everybody did him service and did him justice with that as well. Dress up day, you had the roping contest, a milking contest on Tuesday. What about yesterday? What did that look like?
Yesterday, we did our dress up day was official dress. And then we did middle school visits where we went over to 7th grade and we talked about like what FFA is and we did a little activity. Okay.
Getting kids involved. It's kind of the ag in the classroom type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you do anything or put anything on fun for them, kind of show them? Or was it just like, hey, this is what the FFA brings?
We did a slideshow and then we also did like a breakout box, which is kind of like an escape room.
It sounds like fun to me. So that's the reason I ask is just because you got 7th graders that you're trying to obviously garner some interest from and that would help there. And throw it over to Charlie Garner, I guess. Here is what I thought was maybe honor earlier. Don't know where that came from. Charlie Garner. What about that yesterday was fun for you?
It was fun interacting with the 7th graders. It really like was fun seeing the future coming up and trying to get them to join and stuff like that.
Did you guys have that experience when you were in 7th or 8th grade where somebody came in and kind of helped out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, is that when you guys got your start with FFA, or when did you guys get your starts with FFA?
So my start with FFA was not at Shelbyville. I was at Neoga before
Okay.
Shelbyville. So I started I started like agriculture classes in 8th grade.
Okay.
And then freshman year, I took intro to ag, and that was kind of where I started. And I came to Shelbyville my sophomore year, and I got the Sentinel office and just kind of took off from there.
Yeah, moved on up. Very cool.
My start was my sophomore year of high school when I took animal science.
Sophomore year of high school with animal science. Miley, for you?
My start was when my aunt forced me to join my freshman year because she was currently our chapter president and serving as our section sentinel. So she kind of was like, you need to join FFA. And
Well, honesty goes a long way, Miley. I appreciate that. So with that, you guys got your start. And now let's turn the page to what we're starting here today for National Ag Week on Thursday. What's that look like?
We're having a truck show today. We were going to have a tractor show, but we called it off because of the cold mostly. We don't know when that's gonna happen next, though.
I've
So,
heard that quite a bit so far. Is
Yeah.
that it's a long drive. Maybe you got to add to
Yeah.
that commute with a bit slower piece of machinery there, and so probably a wise deal to do. But a truck show here today, so probably plenty of trucks being shown off in that parking lot
yeah.
this morning, I'd have to imagine. And then for Friday, what does Friday look like for National FFA Week?
Friday, we are doing a petting zoo in our shop with the 4th, 5th, and kindergartners.
I see. That's where I think you got to go with it. From what I've kind of heard and picked up over the years, like if you get them interacting with those things, with those animals, not those things, but if you get them interacting with things that would be a part of FFA, that's a whole lot of fun. What type of animals will be at the petting zoo?
We'll have 2 rabbits, I think 3 goats, and like 3 baby pigs.
And 3 baby pigs. Now, is this something that members of the FFA chapter will bring on in for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So now that we've talked a little bit about National FFA Week, what's your favorite part about National FFA Week? If you had to pick one or maybe a few things, what really stands out to you guys?
My favorite part of FFA Week is middle school visits, just interacting with those kids.
I would say my favorite part is seeing all the FFA members coming to participate and seeing how many active members we actually have.
Mine's probably the petting zoo. It just, it's cool getting to see the little kids interact with animals that they may not get to interact with outside of their school life.
Absolutely. That to me would be a fun piece to that as well. I got to say the milking contest sounds interesting. I would just be maybe like to be a fly on the wall for that type of deal. See who could really win that. What about prizes? What about things that you're kind of giving out? You doing anything like that?
For our truck show, it was whoever had won that, we did like a $10 Casey's gift card.
Okay. Nothing wrong with the Casey's gift card. I mean, there's one right over there. That would be a nice place to be able to stop by frequently myself. So with that being the case, National FFA Week, and we've kind of taken care of what to expect there. What about some fundraisers or some things that are coming up for you guys in terms of trying to bring some funds into the chapter?
On April 22nd, we are going to have our spring plant sale, and we currently have everything from a banana tree to several wandering Jews in our greenhouse.
Okay. So I have President Charlie Garner, I have Greenhouse Manager Kendi Dove, and I have Vice President Miley Hall. But Kendi, this next question is for you, Greenhouse Manager. It's the first I've heard this title. What are you working with? What are you doing over there?
So I maintain the greenhouse and then all the plants in it. We started out with not a lot of plants. We started with 2 hydroponic towers with spider plant, purple heart plant, and then wandering Jews. And we kind of just like transfer plants from those to pots, bringing back an Irish ivy that Charlie had brought in, and then currently trying to bring back some ferns.
Okay. And then as president and vice president, I'm sure you guys have to work together a little bit on some of those things. What can you tell me about that role that you guys play as well?
It's more or less planning. FFA Week was a big thing for us to plan. We got banquet coming up soon, so that was something that we had to plan as well. Should be fun. How about you, Miley?
Yeah, when we first get our role, we get a book and we get specific things that we have to do. So we'd be in charge of FFA Week, of course, and trying to do interactive things with kids, trying to get them involved. So we work together a lot and trying to get kids involved.
Trying to work together on doing everything that would benefit the chapter itself. And so now with fundraisers out of the way and the plant sale that's going to be going on, what are some of those previous fundraisers that you've put on?
We did, so during National Convention, we traveled and we toured a goat farm where they made like their own soap out of the goat milk. And we did a fundraiser with their goat soap.
Okay. And with that being the case, we got just about 30 seconds here. So we'll wrap up this first segment here. Are you guys all seniors or?
I am a senior.
I'm a junior.
I'm a senior.
Okay. So 2 of you are leaving the team and maybe there's a vacancy to fill after Charlie's absence will be felt at the end of this semester. Well, we'll talk a little bit more with the Shelbyville FFA chapter, which includes Charlie Garner. He is the president, Miley Hall, the vice president, Kendi Dove, greenhouse manager, and Mr. Shetler, a co-advisor to the Shelbyville FFA chapter here during National FFA Week. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
Your information station. WTIM.
The agricultural industry is facing challenging times. Just like your family, we've been through good times and bad. Hello, I'm James Kirk, Vice President at First National Bank in Taylorville, just west of the Taylorville Square. For nearly 70 years, we've been here to provide banking and loan solutions for Christian County farmers. We will weather the storm as we have for almost 7 generations. Let us be your partner for the next season. We are First National Bank in Taylorville, first every time, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Darian Norville with Central Commodity FS bringing you What's Next. And here at FS, we believe that is supporting agriculture's bright future. So happy National FFA Week to all past, present, and future agriculture professionals whose success sprouted from their local chapter. Best wishes from your proud supporters at Central Commodity Farmers Supply Company.
Need financing for new equipment, land purchasing, or operating expenses? Give the folks at CNB Bank and Trust a call. Named one of the top 25 agriculture loan producers in the nation, CNB is proud of their strong background in ag lending. They consistently open doors for farmers. Stop by any of CNB Bank and Trust convenient locations or visit cnbil.com. Helping to open doors since 1854. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Bill Pinkston, General Sales Manager at Landmark of Taylorville. We are celebrating the new year with huge discounts on the few remaining 2024. Current Buick and GMC owners can save $13,000 on a new GMC Sierra Denali, or you can save $10,000 on a new Silverado ZR2. Need a fuel-saving SUV? Save up to $5,800 on a Buick Encore GX. Plus, we have over 400 pre-owned vehicles in our family dealerships. And with our Landmark for a lifetime powertrain warranty, why would you buy anywhere else? All roads lead to Landmark of Taylorville. And remember,
You always do better at Landmark.
Shelby Electric Cooperative is a not-for-profit, member-owned electric distribution cooperative headquartered in Shelbyville with an outpost in Taylorville. The cooperative serves approximately 10,000 members in all or parts of 9 counties. Even though Shelby Electric is fortunate to serve businesses, industries, and subdivisions, it was formed by farmers over 80 years ago. Hi, I'm Marla. As National Ag Week is celebrated this month, we would like to say thank you to all the farmers we serve who feed the world. Thank you.
The FFA trains young people for successful careers in agri-science and engineering, ag marketing, merchandising, sales, and many other careers indispensable to keeping American agriculture on the cutting edge. Today and every day in 2025, we salute the FFA and our local FFA members.
This salute sponsored by Osborneville Grain in Blue Mound, where customer service is our priority year-round.
Your information station. WTIM.
You're listening to the WTIM Morning Show here on your information station, brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. My name is Grayson Bauman, and joining me is the Shelbyville FFA chapter. I have Charlie Garner. He is the president. Miley Hall, vice president. Kendi Dove, the greenhouse manager. And Mr. Shetler is a co-advisor to the FFA chapter in Shelbyville. We talked about National FFA Week, fundraisers, roles, and a little bit of in between as well. Let's talk about proficiencies, some honors that have been passed along to the Shelbyville FFA chapter, wherever you want to take me with that.
So 2 of us are moving on to proficiencies. Me and Kendi are those 2 people. I am moving on in the conservation division for my Eagle Creek work. I worked there over the summer and, mowed and cut trails and stuff like that. And Kendi is moving on for greenhouse nursery for time there and stuff like that. So.
Anything about your book that kind of stood out, you think?
I don't know. It was a lot of taking care of the park, making sure, campers are happy and making sure it looks pretty and not full of trash and stuff like that.
I believe Red Fox Trail is at Eagle Creek State Park. Thanks for taking care of that.
Yeah.
On a personal note here, Kendi, what about your book? What can you tell me about it and what you worked on?
So as a greenhouse manager, I did do a book over greenhouse work, and that's just watering plants, transplanting them, and keeping the greenhouse itself clean.
Just basically trying to teach about being a green thumb then.
Yeah.
And so then Miley, right now for you, just kind of, what are you working on, or maybe what's in the works potentially?
I'm working on my main book right now for my job at a vet clinic to possibly try for a proficiency award next year when I plan to get my state degree.
Okay. And then let's talk state degrees. What can you tell me about those?
We do have 3 of our members from our chapter. It's me, Kenna Prosser, and Charlie going for our state degrees this year.
What about a state degree? This is kind of newer to me. What is exactly a state degree? If you could explain it to me in layman's terms, basically.
It is the second highest award. And then it's just keeping your record book up to date, having those hours, having that money logged in.
Okay. So now that you're going through proficiencies, you did so at the section level. Now we're working on district level and potentially state level, state degrees. Anything else that we want to highlight in terms of honors that have been passed along to the FFA chapter?
We actually had our public speaking contest in January, and we have one of our members going for Creed speaking. Her name's Kendall Bennett. She's a freshman. She'll be moving on to districts. And then we'll have another. Her name's Audrey Durbin. She's a sophomore, and she'll be moving on to districts for prepared speaking.
Okay. Creed speaking and prepared speaking. Can we speak to the difference between those two?
Creed speaking is where you recite our creed. It's 5 paragraphs about different aspects of agriculture. And then prepared speaking is where you write a full speech that has been prepared ahead of time, and you have to recite it to judges.
There we go. Okay. So then with proficiencies and state degrees and public speaking out of the way, what about why you got into the FFA?
So I didn't plan to be an FFA in high school. But when I took the ag class in 8th grade, it kind of like interested me and made me want to join the next year. So the year after that, my freshman year, I took the ag class, and I didn't do main con. I did what's it called? Parliamentary procedure.
Okay.
And that was like the highlight of my freshman year, because we went to state that year for it, and it really like brought me out of my shell, made my public speaking a lot better than it was, because I was like quiet kid in middle school and didn't want to talk to anybody. That's mostly why I joined FFA. So
get you out of your shell a little bit.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Kendi, what can you speak to?
So my freshman year, I was not in FFA, but my sophomore year, I took animal science, and I originally wanted to go into an animal science field, and taking that class really like pushed me. And my first CDE that I had ever done was meat with Mr. Welch, and I think that was a really big push for me to be like, this is something that I want to do.
Miley, what do you have to add to that?
Well, like I said before, it was really my aunt, and seeing what it did to her, I was like, that's something that I'd really be interested in. So when I took my first intro to ag class, and I saw that all we could learn and all the leadership qualities it could teach me, and it really just brought me out of my shell, and I knew that's when the FFA would be for me.
How do folks learn more about the Shelbyville FFA chapter here in this last minute?
You could check us out on social media. We post a lot about what we do every single day and all the fun activities we get to go to.
Okay. And that's on Facebook?
Yep.
Yeah.
Instagram, anything like that?
just Facebook.
Just
Facebook.
Yeah.
No problems there. All right. Well, this has been the Shelbyville FFA chapter. Joining me here on the WTIM Morning Show, Charlie Garner, the president, Miley Hall, vice president, Kendi Dove, the greenhouse manager, and Mr. Shetler, a co-advisor to the Shelbyville FFA chapter. A big thanks to you guys for sitting in with me here today to talk about National FFA Week and fill me in on FFA, because I needed a little bit of that, and we're learning as we go along here as well. So a big thank you to you guys for also sharing why the FFA is so important to you. We'll be back around with more National FFA Week talk here on the WTIM Morning Show in just one moment.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason. In the words of Israel's president, the hearts of an entire nation lie in tatters. Isaac Herzog's remarks follow the release of the bodies of 4 Israeli hostages who died while in Hamas captivity.